The Sui dynasty may have been very short, but it was notable because the influential practice of foot binding emerged. Young girls' feet were bound starting at the ages 5 through 8. This caused the toes to fold under the foot and was used to give feet a petite, narrow, and arched look. It began as an elite practice, but eventually spread to all classes. Upper-class women bound their feet so tightly that they became immobile and had to hire servants to carry them around their house. Foot binding continued into the Song dynasty. To make their daughters appear more desirable to future suitors, mothers began binding their daughters' feet at a very early age. For a woman in the Tang dynasty, your opportunities depended on your wealth. Empress Wu, Empress Wei, and the concubine Yang Gufei demonstrated how Tang women at the highest levels of Chinese society could successfully hold power. Young girls in the Song dynasty were taught how to read as a result of Confucian influence. Farmers' daughters were able to make money by selling woven mats in market. Towards the end of the Song dynasty, women's quality of life declined. As Neo-Confucian philosophers gained influence in the region, they spread their chauvinistic ideas. For example, they promoted the confinement of females. They also stressed the importance of virginity for young brides and fidelity for wives, even though men were not tied down by marriage. Philosophers also attacked the Buddhist idea that women should be able to take on a variety of roles. A woman's value was based on the amount of sons that she was able to give birth to. Laws were put in place that favored men in inheritance, divorce, and social interactions. Women were also excluded from receiving the education necessary to rise into political power. Both the Tang and Song dynasties, women were expected to be subordinate to men. Despite this, divorce was allowed with mutual consent. There were also laws preventing men from leaving their wives if her parents were dead or if he was poor when they were initially married and became rich later on. Extended family households were considered ideal but could only be afforded by the upper class. Within the Tang dynasty, the power of elders and males were emphasized by laws such as the ones that stated that children who hit their father or grandparents could be subject to beheading. Marriage alliances were very common, and professional women called go-betweens helped parents find matches for their children and assisted with deciding how much dowry should be paid by the husband's family. Unlike India, where an older groom would typically take a younger bride, couples were usually around the same age in the Tang and Song dynasties. This was because of the Confucian idea that generations shouldn't mix. In both dynasties, women were denied the same opportunities as men and were expected to follow a very rigid social code.